trust it.
I don't have an actual factual number.
Oh.
And how did you tell his mom that her son was gone?
So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
One could watch this and think that you really hate because of the things that you post on Instagram.
And I die in the street fight this shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
This shit get serious to me. And then when I do rap shit, man, this shit is full of this type.
50 Cent has leaked clips from a forthcoming T.I. documentary, and the contents are nothing short of devastating.
Recognize who that is?
Yeah, that's Phil. Oh, that's his body. I felt that, you know, all of those rounds were fired for me, you know.
What happens when the internet's most notorious provocateur stops provoking and actually follows through? On March 5th, 2026, 50 Cent posted, then swiftly deleted, an Instagram screenshot bearing a single headline: 50 Cent reportedly developing Surviving TIandTiny documentary. That one post sent shockwaves through the entire rap industry. This was not a meme. This was a declaration of intent. To fully appreciate why that deleted post landed with such force, we need to rewind back to the moment that first cracked open this entire feud.
50 Cent and T.I. is back at it. 50 Cent jumped out there. He let him know that he's putting out a documentary, Surviving TIandTiny. Man, listen to this. I'm going to play where T.I. told 50 that he was getting ready to do the same thing to him. And then now 50 announced that he did it. We already know 50 know how to.
It began with what was supposed to be a celebration. T.I. and 50 Cent were reportedly in discussions for a Verzuz battle, that iconic platform where rap legends go head-to-head, catalog against catalog, bar for bar. T.I. described it publicly as an opportunity to celebrate each other's bodies of work, a gesture of mutual respect that fans had been anticipating for years. Two of the most decorated rappers of their generation, finally sharing a stage to honor what they had each built over the course of storied careers.
So first, like, you know, it was really about celebrating each other's catalog. Me and that nigga talk about this, bro. This shit, I ain't just called a nigga out the blue. Me and that nigga talk about this.
You talking about you and 50?
Yeah, man, we talk about this shit, man. This shit just come out of nowhere.
But then 50 Cent did what 50 Cent has always done. He flipped the script entirely. He denied that any agreement had ever been reached, feigned ignorance during interviews, acted as though the entire Verzuz concept was news to him, and then publicly dismissed T.I. with a cutting moniker, King Rat. In hip-hop culture, that is not merely shade, it is a direct accusation of cooperating with law enforcement, arguably the most damaging label one can carry in street culture. He told T.I., in no uncertain terms, to keep his name out of his mouth.
Telling you can't even look forward to going home.
It's gonna be hell.
Where you going after you get out? The neighborhood ain't accepting that. You bitch ass nigga, we heard you's a rat. Look, even for me personally, my character never try to attack my character. They'll say he a rat or he just a snap.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is ask him who I told him.
T.I. was incensed, and he made no effort to contain that anger privately. He appeared on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast and articulated exactly what he felt. We talked about this. We said what we were going to do. When I jumped out there, he acted like he didn't know what was going on. The sense of betrayal was real, it was loud, and it was entirely public. What made the situation cut even deeper was the timing. T.I.'s single, Let Him Know, had just climbed to #1 on urban radio and was crossing into the mainstream top 40. He was experiencing a genuine, undeniable career resurgence, the kind that reminded everyone precisely why he mattered in the first place. And 50 Cent's dismissal landed squarely in the middle of all of it, casting a long shadow over everything T.I. was working to rebuild. But the social media call-out was merely the opening gambit. 50 Cent was far from finished. There is hip-hop beef, and then there is the kind of warfare that ceases to be about music altogether. 50 Cent crossed that line with alarming speed. He returned to Instagram, the arena where he has been sharpening his blade for over 2 decades, and posted an unflattering photograph of T.I.'s wife, Tamika "Tiny" Harris. The caption reiterated his demand that T.I. keep his name out of his mouth, but the real message was not in the words, it was in the target. By dragging Tiny into the conflict, 50 Cent made it unambiguously clear that this was no longer a rap dispute. He was going after the entire family, in full public view, with millions watching every move.
At this point, 50 Cent should literally rent a wife and kids and have them make diss responses. And the fact that he would actually have to rent a woman and children to like him and to respond on his behalf on for T.I. and Tiny's whole family is telling.
T.I. was never going to absorb that kind of provocation quietly. He responded the only way a rapper of his caliber knows how, through music, and through it swiftly. He released several diss tracks in rapid succession, including War and The Right One, and he came armed. On The Right One, he referred to 50 Cent as a small man in a big shell, a line surgically crafted to cut directly at the ego of a man who has built his entire brand on dominance and bravado.
When you got the right one. And be honest with y'all, man, T.I.'s a lyricist, man. T.I. was going. He was barring up on this one. He was barring up. You know what I'm saying? He brought up the Jadakiss situation, you know, when 50 and Jada went at it. Fat Joe, of course, Murder Inc. We all know how historic that battle is to hip hop. You know, the whole house situation, you know, with the burned down house, that whole situation, you know, with you mad at Puff because he was going at your baby mom. So yeah, he was definitely throwing some shots at 50. And to me, at a point, and like I said, I'm a fan of both T.I. and 50 Cent. It gets to a point with like the memes and stuff like that. Like, all right, we're at its limit, in my personal opinion, man. It's time to bar up.
But the line that truly set the internet ablaze was T.I. calling 50 Cent a dispatcher, a direct accusation that 50 had cooperated with federal law enforcement, accompanied by claims that paperwork existed from incarcerated individuals bearing 50 Cent's name. That is not simply a bar in a rap song. That is a documented accusation, the kind that reverberates in spaces far beyond any streaming platform. And then the Harris family escalated matters into a full-blown declaration of war. T.I.'s sons, King Harris and Domani, each released their own diss tracks aimed squarely at 50 Cent.
Treated people how they treated us. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing that I wanted to do. It was just something that just had to be done.
Domani, also, you dropped a record. It felt more, did you get any inspiration from, like, when I heard it for the first time, it reminded me of like Meet the Grams?
I would say, man, I just have questions. I just genuinely have questions. And I'm an understanding individual, and I know the reason people do certain things, it probably stem from how they grew up, how they was raised, even me.
This was no longer two rappers exchanging jabs. This was an entire family mobilizing. For most figures in the industry, that level of unified pushback would signal an appropriate moment to de-escalate. But 50 Cent had already pivoted to something far more dangerous than any Instagram caption or diss track, and the entire industry was about to discover what it was. Before the documentary threat makes complete sense, one must understand what 50 Cent had just accomplished, because it is the precise reason the music industry went dead silent the moment that screenshot surfaced. At the close of 2025, 50 Cent served as executive producer on Sean Combs' The Reckoning, a Netflix docuseries that struck the culture like a sledgehammer. The series debuted at #1 on the platform immediately upon release, examining the sprawling sexual assault allegations against Sean Diddy Combs alongside decades of industry behavior that the entertainment world had long whispered about but never dared present on screen with that kind of reach and visibility. It became the most discussed documentary of the year, and 50 Cent's fingerprints were unmistakably all over it. Netflix subsequently clarified that 50 did not possess full creative control over the project and that none of the participants received compensation. But in the court of public opinion, those distinctions were immaterial. What mattered was the result, and the result was catastrophic for Diddy's public image. 50 Cent had proven something that no one in hip-hop had fully reckoned with before. In the modern media landscape, a documentary is more powerful than a diss track, more enduring than a lawsuit, and more damaging than any volume of social media noise. It does not fade from rotation. It sits on a platform. It is shared. It follows you. So when 50 posted that now-deleted screenshot referencing a T.I. documentary, the caption made every person paying attention freeze mid-scroll. Remember how quiet I got before the Diddy doc? He wrote. Dame thought I wasn't coming. The message required no translation. He was not threatening to rap about T.I. He was threatening to do to Clifford Harris exactly what he had just done to Sean Combs: package the story, secure a platform, and let the cameras accomplish what no diss track ever could. And the title he attached to it made the implication even more ominous: Surviving TIandTiny. Anyone who had followed the entertainment news cycle over the preceding several years understood immediately what that title was referencing, and precisely what kind of documentary it was designed to be.
Now, since 50 posted that he's doing the documentary, maybe you believe him. He just posted it this morning. But anybody in the loop knows that T.I. and Tiny have had several allegations of SA.
Modeled directly after the Sean Combs, The Reckoning format, the rumored project was reportedly being designed to resurface the assault allegations that had been publicly leveled against TIandTiny since 2021, pulling them back into the national headlines at the single worst possible moment for the couple's public standing. Gossip journalist Tasha K., who maintains a long and contentious history with celebrity controversies of precisely this nature, claimed to have spoken with sources close to 50 Cent's team, alleging that the project was already in active development. Those claims remain unverified and officially unconfirmed. However, in the world of hip-hop drama and celebrity media, the rumor alone was already inflicting damage, and 50 Cent understood that calculus better than anyone. That is precisely why the deleted post was so deliberately constructed. He published it during peak hours, allowed the internet to screenshot and syndicate it across every platform, let the headlines write themselves, and then removed it, leaving just enough smoke in the air to make everyone wonder whether the fire was already burning. The deleted caption also included a direct and vicious line aimed at T.I.'s promotional campaign. "I hope this doesn't mess up your promo tour. They're going to ask about your 20 assault cases." That line was anything but accidental. T.I. had positioned his upcoming album, Kill the King, as his final artistic statement, a legacy project intended to close out one of the most storied careers in Southern rap history entirely on his own terms. Every interview, every magazine feature, every radio appearance was supposed to center on the music. 50 Cent was threatening to make every single one of them about something else entirely. And the legal history behind those allegations is far more complex than either side would prefer the public to understand. This portion demands precision, because the facts have been distorted in every direction by everyone with something to gain from the narrative spiraling out of control. In March of 2021, attorney Tyrone Blackburn held a press conference that genuinely shook the entertainment world. He announced that more than 30 women had come forward to accuse TIandTiny Harris of forced drugging, kidnapping, sexual assault, and intimidation, describing a pattern of alleged behaviors spanning more than 15 years and crossing multiple state lines. The accusations were detailed and deeply disturbing, and they dominated entertainment news coverage for weeks.
It's already been known that there are 30 women, at least, that have had allegations of being kidnapped, drugged, raped. Y'all know what those words mean. And 50 Cent is saying he got 20 of them in this surviving TIandTiny coming.
The LAPD opened a formal investigation. Law enforcement reviewed the claims with sufficient seriousness to dedicate investigative resources and interview potential witnesses. After a thorough process, however, they declined to file any criminal charges, citing the statute of limitations as the principal legal barrier. Too much time had elapsed between the alleged conduct and the formal complaints for prosecutors to pursue the majority of what had been alleged. That legal reality did not constitute a declaration of innocence. It meant the criminal justice system operated within a specific, narrow window, and that window had long since closed. On the civil side, the fight continued longer. However, in August of 2024, a federal judge dismissed one of the most prominent civil lawsuits, with TIandTiny's legal representatives stating that the court had determined the plaintiff had no viable claims. TIandTiny have maintained a consistent, unwavering position throughout. "We are innocent of these fabricated claims. We will not be shaken down." The legal record, closed criminal investigations, dismissed civil cases, provided them with real, documented protection within the confines of a court of law. But 50 Cent was not filing briefs in a courthouse. He was operating inside a media ecosystem where perception moves faster than any ruling ever will, and where he had already demonstrated, in devastating fashion, exactly how to control that ecosystem. Curtis James Jackson III did not become 50 Cent by accident, and he did not become the music industry's most feared media operator by coincidence, either. His evolution represents one of the most calculated transformations in entertainment history, from battle rapper to multi-platinum recording artist to social media provocateur to full-scale documentary producer, each phase more formidable than the last. In the early 2000s, it was diss tracks that made careers evaporate. By the 2010s, it was Instagram posts, memes, captions, unflattering photographs deployed with impeccable timing to humiliate targets in front of tens of millions of followers before they had even had their morning coffee. But by the mid-2020s, 50 Cent had upgraded his arsenal to something the music industry possessed no real defense against. The Diddy documentary made that clear in the starkest terms possible. It demonstrated that 50 Cent could now attach his name to a project that would reside on Netflix indefinitely, be served algorithmically to new audiences for years to come, and permanently alter how the world perceived someone he had decided to target. Netflix's clarification regarding his limited creative control and unpaid participants did nothing to soften the impact. The outcome was the only thing that mattered. And after the docuseries aired, 50 Cent let it be known that approximately 140 hours of additional footage existed that never made it into the final cut, hinting openly that he could release that material directly to YouTube. No network required, no editorial filter, no approval process. That was not idle speculation. That was a standing, open threat with substantiation behind it. And now that same apparatus was being aimed directly at T.I. The difference between a rapper dissing you in a song and a media mogul producing a documentary about you is not merely a matter of scale. It is a matter of permanence. A song fades from rotation. A documentary lives on a platform indefinitely, becomes the first result when someone searches your name, and follows you into every room you walk into for the remainder of your career. 50 Cent understood that reality better than anyone in the conversation. The question everyone was now asking: where does that leave T.I.? T.I. is standing at a crossroads that no artist ever wants to occupy, simultaneously attempting to cement a legacy and defend a reputation that someone with significant resources and proven capability is actively working to dismantle. Kill the King was supposed to be his farewell, a final bow from one of the most decorated MCs of the 2000s era, the man who helped give Atlanta the blueprint before Atlanta gave the world trap music. A #1 single, a comprehensive promotional campaign, the kind of victory lap a rapper earns after 2 decades of surviving everything the industry throws at you. Instead, every conversation about that album now exists under a shadow shaped exactly like 50 Cent. And 50 Cent ensured it was not merely the documentary threat doing the damage. He dragged it into the music as well. On the Power Origins theme song, connected to his long-running television empire, he delivered bars directly referencing the sexual assault allegations against TIandTiny, rapping, "Your daddy made your mama eat every box in Atlanta." There is no interpreting that line as anything other than what it is, a deliberate, calculated strike designed to ensure the allegations remain embedded in every headline, every comment section, and every conversation about T.I.'s career for as long as possible. The documentary itself remains officially unconfirmed. No network has made an announcement. No release date exists on any calendar. But 50 Cent has earned something that most people in his position never do: the credibility of his own threats. When he went quiet before the Diddy documentary, the industry laughed. Nobody is laughing this time. So here is the question worth sitting with long after this video ends. Is 50 Cent a fearless truth-teller holding powerful men accountable for transgressions the legal system was structurally unable to address? Or is he a man nursing a personal grudge, armed with a production budget and a platform, weaponizing allegations that courts have already dismissed as ammunition in a feud that was originally supposed to be about a rap battle? The line between justice and revenge has never been this indistinct. and T.I.'s entire legacy may ultimately depend on which side of that line 50 Cent is truly standing on. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found value in this breakdown, please like this video to support the channel. Subscribe to Holly Hype TV for the latest celebrity news and updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Until next time, peace out.